All right, hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm juggling the kid with a bug vacuum thingy. I don't know what it is. It was originally Jin's. Um, Now Kip has it, and he's looking at my coffee, and you know how that is, right? So, welcome to Monday morning. Hold on one sec, guys. Melissa's trying to get on the plane. Oh, Kips, no, buds. Oh, no, buds. All right. Um, oh, that's different, buds. All right, so not really too much here this morning. Looking at this, it's kind of like, you know, minus 21, 36. I mean, 36 is kind of the biggest mover. I guess euro pound is not bad. Yes. Yeah, you're a bad man. Minus 4 for, pound dollar. Dollar Swiss, minus 12. So it's Monday. Not a lot's moving. Aussie dollar, 1. Can we get a 0? Can we get a 0? Um, Right now, again, 10 o'clock, we have the IV PMI, and then tonight, again, we obviously have the cash rate. So I think that's going to be kind of what we're looking at. There's more going on with the suspected spy balloon. It's funny. I guess China urges calm after U.S. shoots down suspected spy balloon. I don't know if you guys saw this last week that there was a balloon. The U.S. had been tracking it. Basically, the U.S. The article I read was like, yeah, we're not going to shoot it down. There's not really a point. The debris could fall on somebody. Where it's traveling, there's nothing really sensitive there. The cost of doing it to shoot it down, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why do it? But I guess we shot it down, and now we're like, we're going after it. So, again, China is not our friend. It's kind of funny though. You're like, spy balloon, what? And they're like, no, it's a private weather balloon. I'm like, yeah, we use that. We use that same excuse with Russia back in the day. We're not falling for it. We did it back in the day. Yeah. Besides that, everything, really low, right? From recession to stagnation is an interesting one. No truth behind the report. Sounded out to be next, yeah, whatever. Not worried about the dollar weakening. RBA expected to raise 25. Yeah, US dollars to the rebound. So you can see, really not a whole lot in here, right? Yellen, the economy is strong and resilient. Hence why we need to keep raising interest rates, Yellen. But okay. She's still yellow. It's not considered anything big. It's funny. It's used to be a very very powerful position. Now it's just nothing. So, yeah. Actually, no, I haven't done that yet. Sorry. It's Let me get it set here. Loyalty contests. Oops, not contests. It's a giveaway. Oops. Hold on. There we go. No, I wasn't running. I was up with Kip like half the night. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, so Melissa's out of town this week. And of course, she wanted to comfort Kip last night because it's the last night that mommy will see him for like a week or whatever. It totally messed up his entire night. He literally wanted, again, for the last 2 weeks, I told you guys, we've been trying to break him of like the mommy comfort thing for the last 2 weeks, right? And it's been doing good. Like he'll wake up once or twice, not a bad thing. Last night he was up like 6 times. She's like, oh, I just wanted to cuddle him before I was gone, and literally the whole night he would just roll over and be like, "Where's the mommy?" It's like we just took 2 steps backwards for 2 weeks. We've made all this progress, and then we stepped back 2 weeks, just like that. So I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep again. So yeah, if I forget stuff today, you know why. You'll know why. Keep telling him I love my kid, but woo, 3 hours of sleep is rough. But good for us. There's not really a whole lot going on. Tomorrow morning, we have Pal speaking, and then we have Macklin speaking right after it. So, kind of a bang bang right after each other. I feel like Pal's gonna, talking about the economic club. I feel like he could, potentially just kind of reiterate the things, news like this, right? Yelling, the economy is strong and resilient. It's not really the economy. It's the consumer, right? I love when they talk about that. The economy's strong, really, because is it really strong? some of it looks good, but we're seeing contraction in some things. Some things are looking good. The labor is out of control. We can't fill labor, and again, we have inflation. It's way too high. So, is economy strong, or does she mean like the stock market is strong? Um, I feel like again, to say it's resilient. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we gave people a ton of money, right, for a long period of time. They paid everything down, and now they're just using all that same free debt to rack the debt up again. Um, I don't know. It's kind of a weird. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say it's strong, right? I guess the economy has not crashed, but yet, major sectors are all cutting back. Yes, there was a lot of jobs, a lot of people hired, but remember, what we're seeing is kind of that going in the opposite direction, right? A lot of tech is. I mean, everybody's laying off, right? Um, so again, one number, and she's like, "That's it. It's strong." And again, there's also this. Again, we got spy balloons in China. They go take over Taiwan. Guess what's going to happen? We're going to put sanctions and eliminate, doing business with China. What do you think that's going to do to the supply chain? What do you think that's going to do to the economy? So, yeah. I love when they make comments about that. We're strong. Yeah, until China basically, you put sanctions on China and you can't use anything that's made in China. And then what? Then what are you going to do? Right? China knows we just can't cut them off, right? It's not Russia. Yeah, welcome to supply chain problems all over again. Oh, here we go. 0 and 1. Come on, give us the 0. So that's what we got next 24 hours. So let's just dive over and we'll kind of just run through what things are. It'll probably be pretty quick today. VIX has popped up, and again, we typically see that. Yeah, I know exactly, Neuro. Exactly, exactly. Right. Yeah. Again, it's yeah. Keep in mind they're still calling for the inflation for the last 18 months. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's transitory. Right. She was the transitory person. Right. She was one of those people. It's like, oh, we see it as being transitory. Did you really? Is it really? Right. Um. Um. Yeah. So, yeah. This is the weekend, as we typically see. Dollar, a little bit of movement again, and continuing to rise, and we mentioned it. Yep, we should see this, right? Everything that we saw, the strong economy. Well, great. Inflation is still way out of control. It's still way too high, right? So, yeah, there's every reason why the Fed's going to keep going. So again, not surprised whatsoever. All the indices are down as they kind of should be. I mean, yes, it's strong economy, but everything's in the red basically because again the dollar's going to continue to rise. So not surprising whatsoever. Um, oh, hold on, I do have to message that person. One sec, I need to get a number for him. Did you ever? Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, I'm doing so much stuff today. I'll explain it in a second. Get that. Sorry. The program that we use to manage the cross, like my name is on it because I'm the administrator, and we collected payments through it. So they sent me a 1099K, and I'm like, hello, that never went into my bank account. This is the wrong person to be sending it to. Like, I'm not getting audited because you were sending stuff to me. So I just wanted to make sure we get ahead of that real quick. Like, no, 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 you need to issue the correct ones. I was just the administrator. I got paid 0. So yeah, I'm like, it'd be nice if that went into my bank account, but it was not my bank account. Anyway, indices are all in the red. Commodities, they're mixed across the board. You're seeing oil up a little bit, but we're down at that 73, 74 mark. Again, it took that big hit Friday and is basically just flat. Natural gas, again, moving back down again. We talked about that bear market rally on Friday, and now it is back in the red. Down at that 240. Gotta love it. I really want to hit 2 this week. That's kind of my, I'd say my goal, but like I obviously don't have control over it, right? I'm not controlling the amount of movement that we have inside of that one. Gold up a little bit, silver down a little bit. Again, there's not really any news today that can really change really much the trajectory on this one. Again, we need some data. We're gonna get the data later in the week. It's just not gonna be on a Monday thing. So again, they're just kind of mixed in there. Looking at something like the Aussie dollar. So Aussie, we had a target, and again, we ended up hitting it. Actually, on Friday we hit it. We were talking about 69.18, and we hit it. We kind of did a little bit of a bounce, and again, you're not taking kind of reversal bounces for the most part in this situation. We knew it was pushing a little bit lower. So we're in a good spot with this one. So again, targets are hit. Gotta love that. We can run this all the way down right now. And again, there is a good level. If we do get a reversal now with that US session, or we get a little bit of a bounce, if you look at the 23, right? If I kind of move this back and forth again, one thing that I'm looking at right now, and again, this is one of the things that Fibs is nice for. You know, you know, I've mentioned it before in the past, but I just feel that it's important that everybody understands. Again, I draw Fibs on here because people really like Fibs. I'll use Fibs as a confirmation tool only. I will never use it really just as far as an entry. Again, I'm kind of like the Han Solo to the Luke Skywalker, right? All right, here, take this. I don't believe in the mystical, magical number of it. I believe that at this point, there's so much magic behind it. I feel like sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But things like this, what, Kip? No. I feel like this is a good thing that we can use it for. It's nice when it draws a line and you're like, oh, look, there was a reversal there. And then when you look back, you're like, oh, look at that. What? Fine, stop. This is one of those things that it's good for. Obviously, there's a level sitting here. And again, you may or, again, depending on how versed you are in supply and demand, you may have looked at that and caught it or may not. But when you do this, all of a sudden it helps you with that looking to the left thing. So it's a very good, it serves a very good purpose for that. This is a level that, again, up until that time, it was not a 23.6 whatsoever, right? It was not a fib here, right? Technically it would be now, but as we're in this close range, people will start looking at this now as an area where we have sellers. But we were already looking at it, so it's kind of a confirmation to what we're looking at. So I think this is probably a decent level to look at. Again, depending on how much farther down it goes, right? What? Oh, butts, you have 3 rooms to play in. Why are we got to play on my lap? Right? Oh. So I think it's good. Again, we already know we have a zone here. Again, we were calling for a Harry Potter. We know we got some movement here. Actually, look at that. That's funny. Look at this. Again, not an entry, and there would be kind of your entry for it. So I don't know if you had this one from before. I totally forgot about this one. Yeah, I didn't extend that one across on Friday, but if you did, you'd be in a trade right now. Again, I'm not. Just so everybody's clear, I'm not. But that was one that we had talked about in the past too. Looks like it's getting close to profit target as well. Anyway, we do have an alert down here set at 68.57. Looking for a continuation down. We'll see what it does. Like I said, if it bounces, we get short 69.59. Or I'm sorry, 69.46. And then again, obviously, 68.57. Anything below that as well would be an area where we're looking to go ahead and get short. AUSSIEN. So AUSSIEN, you can see, obviously that Friday data launched us through, right? Again, it was big news, right? So it launched us through that 50%. And again, that 50%, there was kind of a level on top of a level. We're still holding right now. And all it's doing is consolidating. Very easy trade to look at. I mean, you could take this one and draw really kind of a trend line from the top here in market. You could do kind of the same thing right here. And we're just consolidating in around this 50. There's no major news right now. Again, we'll have to see where this one plays out over the rest of the day. With the fact that today we do have them raising the interest rates, we do want to kind of see this one go up a little bit. The reason why we want to see it continue to go high and rally, and again, maybe it's this 61.8 level right here. Again, it's a nice little confirmation. It's been there before, so it's not the cleanest level. It does require it to move up about 30 pips, but we know, right? That's balance of trade. Interest rate is right there. We do know that we have a level coming in right here. And as we've seen in the past, if it comes in as expected, the market's already factored that in, but a lot of people will be late to the party and say, oh, they raised it. That's great. That's a long. And then all of a sudden it becomes a short. Okay. Yeah, what are you doing? Stop, buds. No. All right. So that level, let's mark it off for you guys. Right there. He's going to knock my call favor. I'm going to call it right now. Okay, we have 3 rooms of toys, and you got to be up here on my desk. Yeah. Come on, Miss Rachel's on in the other room. Go watch Miss Rachel. Yeah, I like it. We'll see where it is. If we drive back down again, I guess there could be a case made. This is a very strong push here as well. Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. That could be an area as well, and it requires about the same movement, about 40 pips. But I like that one either way. I'm really looking at this as far as a news trade today. It could grind in either direction, so I'm not super concerned about it. But I like this one up top better for news. And again, if it's an if this then that. If we've rallied up through the day, great. If we've rallied back down again, I'd say probably here would be where I'd be looking at in the other direction. But right now it's in the middle. There's not a whole lot there for it. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar. Got the quick little trade right there. And again, we slice through. Let's pull that all the way down. Now, target was hit. You can see the target was actually hit late last night. It kind of based on our Friday. It kind of based into it, and now we've kind of gone through and pushed. So target of 107.80 is out. All right, let's pull this off. We don't need that anymore. I guess you know what? We can use it for a little. It's not really like a Harry Potter yet. I would say if you're going to set a Harry Potter on this one, it's kind of sitting right there now. Let's see. Okay, stop. Go play with sister. Come on. Go play with sister. Here, you can take all this stuff here. Here, buds. Here. Here. Take this too. That's fun. Yeah. Let's see. Right now, this is probably the next level we're looking for anything. We do have a little bit of a racetrack trade, and we got some front running before it, but this is a pretty choppy area through. So it's kind of like, do we take this for long? And you're like, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 4 hits, right? Not necessarily the greatest. So I think right now taking advantage of this racetrack is probably the best bet on that one. Let's bring this across. Again, there you go. 107.11. Just taking advantage of the racetrack, coming down to this 106.71. So, yeah, I like this one. That's dollar strength. I do think we have dollar strength rolling in the rest of this week. With basically the idea that, hey, we're going to continue. We're going to continue. Going to continue to raise rates. Again, Yellen just said it. Economy's strong. Why wouldn't we raise rates, right? To get inflation under control. Right? So, yeah. And let's see. We got 40 pips before we get to that level. So, got a little bit of room, run. Right? A little bit of room, run. Now, euro pound. So, euro pound. We talked about a reversal this week in this one, right? We had seen all that euro strength roll in, and we were talking about pound strength coming back. It looks like late on Friday is where we actually got the turn, right? There's where we had the turn, and there's kind of your Sunday night. And again, we got the opening down. We came back up, grabbed the peaks, and then it started to roll back down again. So it's doing its reversal. We were really hoping to get up to that 90, but I mentioned on Friday that this is really, really high in the curve in my mind. Up at this 89.50, anywhere really above 80, 89 in general. 80, 88, 88, 50, anything above that, you're in the upper reaches of the curve. We're looking for this to come back down again. So, big question is, what happens now? I mean, obviously there was a short in the overnight. You may or may not have gotten that one. Right now, we're at a level that we've had, basing in here, and we've tagged at 1 and 2 and 3, and this is number 4. So the reality is it should probably come back down again and come at least down to this level. And once we get down to this level down here, we're approaching the 88.77 range. Now we're dealing with kind of all this news, right? All this news craziness back and forth, which we knew, again, this is the interest rate changes. But then we have the 50% as well as a little Harry Potter trade. So we do have an alert set on this one to take this one short. I actually, again, I kind of do like this one short. I feel like everybody knows that, the euro is going to do some more stuff. I feel like the pound is, again, they're bad. I don't think they can raise, but I think that's exactly why we like this trade, because a lot of people are out there looking at this one and saying, no, we're just going to keep shorting, just keep shorting, just keep shorting. And that's kind of what's bringing strength back into this one. So, yeah, I think the 88.70 range is really, and again, curve-wise, if you just use this, again, I think 87.50 is what's considered neutral. But in the more near term, again, this is our our area of shorting. This is our area of buying, and everything in the middle is kind of no man's land. So when we punch back down, that'll be the big question in this area. But again, talked about getting short on Sunday night. Unfortunately, the trade's out. It's the biggest mover on the board right now, I believe. Yeah, 38. Yeah. Oh no, dollar CAD is now. Dollar CAD's popping back a little bit, popping off a little bit. So it's probably an oil thing. Let me see. Is oil? Yeah, oil's still doing this thing. All right, so that's where we're at. Again, nothing super exciting for a Monday, unfortunately. Euro yen. So euro yen, we did have the turn on Friday, and we knew about that one. So let's pull that one off. And again, that one kind of went down and then kind of gave us the chop again. So we're gonna remove the chop on that one. This one is actually looks like we just ended up tagging a little short on this one. Again, a decent term. I like this top. Did push a little bit higher, strong push off of it, and we just touched it again. So there actually could be a short in this right now. Question is, are we going to get the help from the yen? We do have a session roll right now, so this one's a little bit in, right? There's your 1 to 3, which is good, right? I think there actually could be a short coming out of this level right here as well. Let's see. Oh, look at that, right on. it's a perfect spot too. It's a perfect spot. Poor Jin. She's being such a good big sister. Um, and she's like, no, no, no. He's messing up her Barbies. Feel bad, but you know. So yeah, so there you go, Japanese yen wise. Again, I guess I'm negative on euro for everything. So yeah, an alert breaking below 142. Look for that one to come down to 141.60 ish. Again, that's the next area of buyers, as well as one. And it's funny, nice little turn, little Harry Potter take advantage of this, and then bam, we have this whole piece right here as well. Right, there's a big chunk right there as well. So a lot going on with that one. Right, ooh, that's ugly. I forgot that it's something along those lines. Or pretty simple. Pound dollar. All right. So pound dollar. Let's pull some of these things. The news off. Again, no entry, drop, base, entry on Friday morning. We talked about this one, and you can see that it is out. It looks like Friday would have closed it down right here. So pretty close, right? You would have closed it down Friday. It ended, if you held it over the weekend, you're out. It doesn't really matter either way. Um, but again, good trade there. We're just basing. We'll push this down just a little bit. And look at that. Now it kind of helps locate that. I think this one probably continues to drop. We do have obviously, US based data coming in. Not that balance of trade is huge, but again, this will be tomorrow morning. I don't really have any longs on this one until 118.68. We talked about that on Friday, so no need to rehash this one. We're hitting this one. We're hitting again. We're hitting again. I don't know that it can hold through here. This was that Harry Potter trade from Friday, so we'll take that alert off. That one is officially out. And again, even if you held on the weekend, I don't condone holding over the weekend. That was out there. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're in right now, this racetrack. So yeah, with the right entry, like I said, I think we'll break. I would say this is probably pretty decent. How much risk is it? It's only 20. It's not bad. There you go. And again, it's not a spike through. It's a drop, like this one was. A drop, a base, and a pullback. Okay, it's got to be completely clear of the zone first. There you go. Not a bad little runner, right? 23 for 70. All right. What happened, Jim? Buds hit you? Okay. All right. So Sunday night, we had talked about this level with the confirmation. It looks like it tagged it Sunday night super late. It doesn't look like this one got a 1 to 3 in. There would have been the. Well, Jen, get away from him if he hits you. 1 to 3 is right there. So look at that, super close. So most likely you got stopped out somewhere probably in this range here, about the 1 to 2 range. And again, that can happen Sunday night. Just understanding it's a little bit slower. Yeah, looks like this one would have went down at its peak about 68 pips. So yeah, when it kicked forward, you probably got stopped out at about 40 pips. So it's out now though. You're out now. Probably where you got stopped out at. Okay, so let's pull this. Again, we don't need that one. That was an overnight base trade. So we're coming up right now up to that 160 mark. So again, we know 160 is a big deal. It is a level, and again, it is right around the 160. It's hovering right around the 61.8. Again, you can see that it's already starting to chop back and forth, and we may have a reversal here. This one may not be the best trade to take. Like I said, U.S. session rolling in right at the 61.8 mark. We may see the yen strength come back in. Pound weakness, it's possible. Again, since the European session opened, right there. Right, it's gone straight up. So we would expect somewhat of a reversal, right? Again, I like the 160 better. The 159.80 may be the place to go. Again, we will get artificial sellers coming at 61.8, but we do have a basing level there, up hovering right around the 160 if you're looking for a level of risk. But again, if it turns and goes here, not surprised. But I would be expecting today somewhat of a reversal. I don't know if it pulls all the way back. Let's see. Jen, is he okay? Okay, he's all right. Yeah, one of Melissa's coworkers was sick last week. So Thursday, so basically he like had a cough, running her nose, all that kind of stuff. We were all totally fine. She brought it home, and she was sick on like Thursday, and I'm like, great, you're gonna get all the kids sick just in time for you to leave. I appreciate it. So now they're both. So I'm like, is Kip choking or is he just coughing because he's sick? Um, yeah. So if this does reverse, I think probably pulling back at this 159.10 ish area, 159 flat. You can see 159 flat is sitting right there. Right. Let's click this all the way down. Actually, it's probably just faster to do this right there. That's probably where it will pull back down into and find buyers. I'd like it to go a little bit higher, but I think that's a decent target. If you guys do take this one short, and again, it's about an 80 pip runner on this one, so some decent movement. So I would be looking for a reversal, but I don't necessarily. Again, we got some room to run before we hit it. It's not like a pull the trigger right now type scenario. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD doing some chop chop. Now, Dollar CAD is also approaching a level, and we're getting close to that 10 to 10:30 reversal time frame. We have had more or less dollar strength going up. I am on kind of the side of this one for dollar strength. I do believe that again, people will finally start to acknowledge that. Oh my God, they're going to raise interest rates. Yes, they are going to continue to raise interest rates. Do we take a reversal on this one? Fortunately, this is this really crappy candle that we have here. Those are our two levels. Let's see, where are we going to get a pullback right now? Decent level to pull back to. Like, so this was not a 23, never entered, but right now, look at that. And is this one going to get? Is it going to? Is that the front run? Is the turn in? Is the turn in? Is the question? I'd like this to go just a little bit higher. Nice if we can go just a little bit higher. If this one turns and leaves, again, not going to be surprised. I was trying to see what was happening, if we're getting any CAD strength coming in, and we are a little bit, right? You can see that the oil just popped. Yeah, it just popped. Ugh. I was looking at it, like, oh, look, that's not bad. With oil deteriorating, it's helping this one go higher right now. So, huh, I'll be so mad if that one turns right there. It's not bad. It's not a bad little. Like I said, it's being front run off of this zone. What are we doing? We're gonna do the bug thing again. Okay, come on. Why don't you go do the bug thing with sister in the other room? He's got the attention span of like a butterfly, right? A honeybee. Yeah, the attention span of a fruit fly, right? In a bowl of bad grapes. Um, so we were talking about this level last week. There shouldn't be any major surprise there, right? Um, you're right. Mark this one off too. The reason I'm marking this one off is because it's a decent runner down. It's about 50 pips. It's got a daily ATR of 103, but there's really not a lot of news today. It's like, can we push all the way back down? We do have, the balance of trade and basically balance of trade for both areas tomorrow. I'm wondering if we set this up as a news trade for tomorrow. And again, maybe if we go high, then we cycle down. If it does start to rotate down, I mean, it's 24 hours. So can it move 40 and 20? Sure, it could. If it ropes back down again, there will potentially be. And again, if this is the turning spot, there will absolutely be people stepping in here. And it's a three bottom, right? It's an established, a cleared, and an established again. So it is a level that's considered something that is a viable buy entry into a level of basing where we had all this chop. So we have the base, the confirmation, the 23.6 with news, a lot of stuff there all in one. So ideally, I mean, if we have a route, we get one little pop. Again, 10:30. We'd like to pop up here to 10:30, turn, reverse it back down again, and take it long for news tomorrow. It's kind of how I like to see this one, pop out. Here. What are you doing? Here, where's the button? There it is. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, but it's this way. How that works. It's a bug blower or bug sucker. Yeah. I don't know. There we go. Pop up there. Give it to us. Yeah. So again, I'd like to see the little pop, the turn, and the roll back down again. I'd like to keep again this level in focus. If we can roll back down again, I think for balance of trade, I think that would be pretty decent. No, we're not going to smash the keyboard with that. Dollar Swiss. All right, we're gonna put it on the ground. Sorry, you lost your chance. Um, all right, so we're at a level right now as well. If we start to see again any type of dollar retracement for the morning for profit taking, the dollar CAD's there, right? The dollar CAD's at a level where like, hey, listen, there's some sellers up here. They stepped in the past, could be a potential short. Dollar Swiss is kind of doing the same thing now. Dollar Swiss did not trigger, but again, I like the fact that we turned exactly on the same spot that we drew. Again, it's an old Harry Potter base through. We're looking for a trend continuation on this parabolic move. Love it, right? We're all on board for that. I love it even more now that it came down right into the middle. So I think this is great. So we're gonna put an alert on this one. Mm, We're gonna put alert right here. I still would like to see where the near term base is, but we're gonna throw an alert right there. I know it's not at the very very bottom, but that's okay. Um, okay. Again, we're looking to overtake this parabolic retracement move, and we're bringing this one down to about there. Whoops. So I think that's pretty decent. And again, maybe it just continues to go higher. No problem. Whenever this pops, that's when we're looking to take it. He's got a thing wrapped around his leg again. Big question is, are we going to see a dollar reversal at this point? We see dollar reversal. There's going to be a trade in the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss both at the same time. And could we see the dollar yen? No. All right, so dollar yen. We love the fact that it ended up here. We're looking for this one to turn and roll. Unfortunately, it did push back down and found a bottom. It just didn't pull back and grab the base, which we knew could be a problem. So right now, again, we got to mark this off all the way up top. You can see the 23.6 level is going to be an area where there's probably going to be some buying. So again, you got to be cautious of that level. You also need to make sure that you mark off this area here. And again, this just happens to be backstopped by 131. Anytime there's a gap, there's obviously a major imbalance in price and where it goes to. Again, this would have been a hard one to trade. You would have had to take in the retracement off of this, but unfortunately, none of these were not great zone form candles. So yeah, you could have taken this one long from the European session. European session opened right there, right there. Um, Kind of same spot. Are we at a big level? Maybe we are at a level. Hmm. So at a level, at a level, at a level, but we know that this one, if it breaks, it's got a clean run up. There's nothing stopping this one for a while. So you got three at a level. Of all three of them, I don't mind the dollar CAD reversal makes sense. The dollar Swiss makes sense. The dollar yen, this one I'm a little bit more leery, right? A little bit more leery taking this one of the three. Now it is up the most, right? So I mean, if it does retrace, again, this is the one that stands the most. Although again, obviously they're two a little bit weaker. But the problem is we're going to need some yen help on this one, right? Um, and again, we really kind of need this to. We need these to really start getting in the green and get some really positive momentum to be able to start sucking this one back. Um, yeah, we need some help from the dollar, and then again, we need some help with the proxy on that one. So, of them, I like the dollar CAD, dollar Swiss short, dollar yen. I'm kind of like a little bit more leery. But if we do pop through, again, if we do break through 132.88 and we base a little bit and pull back, we absolutely could use this again. If we're able to break through and then pull back again, look at the dollar CAD, dollar Swiss if they've kind of reached profit target, or if they look like they're going to continue to turn as well. Um, Again, that's where we have that trend continuation for today. Overall, on a fundamental basis, I do like this one long, but the other two, I'm okay with taking those two short. All right. So let's see. TLT is again gapped much lower and then is holding. Cryptos for the most part. Bitcoin is down, but still holding at 22. Ethereum up pretty good, and then Doji's still holding. It's not really going anywhere. So oil, again, oil not doing much. You can see we had an old level down here, right? We blew through it, and then we were talking about coming back up, and it did. It came back up and touched the data clock, and it's continuing with downward pressure. Economy's strong, right? Yellen's saying the economy's strong, but what is oil doing, right? The economy is so strong, right, and everything's great. Why would oil be going down? Because again, it's a future demand-driven system, right? It just means that the market doesn't necessarily believe it, right? Because if the economy's strong, that means people get hired. There won't be layoffs, right? There'll be more demand on oil. The economy is great. People love spending more money on oil. Yet it's continuing to deteriorate. So, yeah, still got some room. Again, I like oil short. You should be in a short right now. Big question is, are we going to start forming a base right here? We've hit it 4 times. Will that be the new level? Yeah, we know that we're in on a level right here, right? So this is kind of the. You know what? Let's just bring that there. Same thing. We know that we're looking for a short. Again, I don't. It's not entered yet, but I'm saying this would be kind of our near term base. Along those lines. Natural gas. Keep rolling, baby. Keep on rolling. Um, Again, Friday 12, we kind of reversed back again. Had a little bit of a gap up. We were looking for a gap down for another short. It just gapped up, came back up. Again, it's kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's more or less basically where we were Friday. It's not really, you see point three, like, oh, it's down. Yeah, but it gapped up. So yes, it's down slightly, but it's exactly where we're basically the same exact spot where we closed on Friday. So not really a big deal. I'd like to see this one come down, as I said, for a position for the week. I'm looking for this one to come back down and hit 2. I think it's possible. Obviously, we have 40 cents to go. That's kind of a big week, but we measured it last week to this week. It would be beyond the $2 target. I think we'll probably have some pickups down to 220-ish, right? 220, 218-ish. But I'd like to see this one continue to deteriorate. So anytime we get a pop, I'm looking to take this one short for the week. No setup right now. We're literally at the gap. And again, if you wanted to run kind of a trend continuation, you could say, hey, listen, there was the bottom on Friday. And again, we kind of came low, based above it, and now we finally broke it. If you're looking to get short in this one, I would say if you get a break of 134.20 or 134.2, you could potentially use that as a Harry Potter to push to the downside. But overall, we're looking for this one to come down and hit the 2 target this week. Gold, not really doing much either. It says it's up 0.26, but it came down here and smashed this level on Friday. We're looking for shorts below 1840. Again, we knew we had a level on top of a level, and all it did was, Friday we closed right down here, and then Sunday is right here. So it popped up, and it's just coming back down again. As long as we have dollar strength coming, and I think gold is still a bearish trade. Right now, is there any great setups on it? Nah, not really. All right, we had a decent pullback. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Nope, didn't make it. Sorry, 23 Sixers. Sorry, 23 Sixers. There's our base. Look at that. Again, this is why I use supply and demand and not fibs. Right? So we got going right now. Whoops. 3.8. No, it's 3. 3 is right there. So, yep. At this point, again, if you were short in the overnight, again, actually, with European session, 3 o'clock candle is right there. So it literally went up, hit it at 3:30, and it's been short since that time. Yeah, I mean, your stop losses, you got profit banked in, so it doesn't matter what happens on this one. You should be locked in for profit. Again, just another reason why I prefer supply and demand versus fibs, right? Because again, fibs, you're waiting to get in. But here's the thing. For supply and demand, I didn't need fibs to get in. If you were trading fibs first and then using supply and demand, you actually really needed supply and demand for it, right? So, just another example why I use the one over the other one, right? So yeah, should be good. And again, maybe we look for another short when it comes through, but I think overall for the week we're looking short gold. Okay, looks like 1860 could be another little Harry Potter right there. And again, silver. Friday we ended right here. We're literally in the same exact spot, right? Went a little bit lower. This was a good short. This was a good short into a good long. 1, 2, 3. We don't need that anymore. Don't need this. That short was good. This short was good. Let's see. Let's pull some of these because this is what people are going to be looking at. There's a little zone there. It's an okay zone. The wick for me on this one is a little bit too big, and it has a wick on the bottom and the top, so it's kind of like, it's there. I think the big thing for this one will be, can we break through 22, right? It's all right. I think there's better opportunities out there, guys. If we are able to come and start basing, I mean, again, we're forming a very, very strong base here right now, right? We are basing right in here. If we can base through this, again, 22 is going to backstop it a little bit. But if we can base just a little bit lower, right? Again, I think if we can break through 22, we look for 2150, and then 22 is potential targets for today. We'll see if they're able to come down. Industry-wise, let's see what we got here. Apple, nice spike up, and then went through. I know iPhones were a big problem for Apple. Tesla, basically where the peak was on Friday. So it looks like it's up huge, but it's not even as high. And look, their seller's sitting right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this turns and continues to roll to the downside. Again, economy's strong, but like even Apple can't fill iPhones. So again, I'm not exactly sure, as you put it. Economic perspective, a downtrend with U.S. inflation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it should go down. Urge is calm. The unexpected incident on both sides. The U.S., especially us, you should remain calm. Why is Biden a hothead? I don't know. He indefinitely postponed his Chinese surveillance been flying in the United States. Especially the U.S., you should remain calm. Right. This sounds like a Russian thing, right? Hey, we're just doing a training exercise on your border with tanks. We're mobilizing 3/4 of our army, but remain calm. Especially you, the United States. Remain calm. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe by Friday they'll invade and start the Taiwan conquest, right? Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I love this. Biden the hothead, right? Eating his green jello. Is that yogurt or green jello? I don't remember which one. So let's look at the indices. Let's see if there's any trade setups this morning. I obviously did not take any this morning, so I don't want to dilute anybody that these were easy trade setups that I took. Obviously, with the two, scrambling 4 kids with Melissa getting to the airport, it was a busy morning, so I didn't, again, take any of these. So there's where we were from Friday. We talked about it coming down. There's the gap in the retrace, so that is fine. So let's remove that. All right. Ooh, that's kind of ugly. Funny, the 915 candle was green, kind of signifying it, but there's no real. Unfortunately, that was up to there with no tests. Looks like the only test we had would have been this basing with this touch. This is here's a European morning, right? There's your European morning right there, 315 candle. It's close. It's questionable whether you would have got in on that one. I think it missed by just a little bit. Yeah, on this one for me, it looks like it missed by just a little bit. Okay. With the green candle, you were looking for a short, but unfortunately, this is not a confirmation. It went all the way through the zone, so you couldn't use that one. The next actual confirmation is here. It went up to there. It may have gotten front run by the slightest bit, but I'll show you. If you guys were able to get entry on that one, your 1 to 3 is only back to there. So it's really basically taking you back to the open. So there was a short there. Whether you got in, maybe, maybe not. Again, it would really close. It's going to depend on your individualized broker if you would have got into that one. But again, with that green 915 candle, you're looking for a short, but the first confirmed level was all sitting all the way up there. So again, nice little pop if you grabbed it. With a push back to the downside. So yeah, take it for what that one's worth. There was a setup there, but again, depending on your broker, you may or may not have been able to get entry in that one. It was literally right. It was right there. It's like dead on. I feel like it would have been the exact same entry. So we are calm. We waved at the balloon from Tennessee. No, not really. I never saw them, but it flew over. Did it? I thought it was. I don't even know where it flew. I saw the story last week, and then they were like, "Listen, where it's flying, there's nothing that they couldn't already see, right? Yeah, there's nothing they could already see, and anything that they could have been. I mean, like supposedly we've tracked the thing from forever ago, so it's been tracking. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Do we? I mean, we have spy satellites that we spy on everybody. It's one of those things that's like, oh my god, they're spying on us. Are we spying on anybody? Oh, we are. Oh, are we? So why are we mad? Right? I feel like it's one of those things, right? So anyway, nice little setup. If you guys were able to get into that one. Let's see what we got here. Again, these are from last week. Remove these buys off. Get those out of the way. Nice little gap in. Fill the gap. 915 is here. And again, no confirmation here because again, it went all the way to the peak. Right there's your peak. So again, would not have qualified for that one because it was dead. The next confirmed level was probably going to be again the confirmations are coming in here, right? But it was 3 confirmations, but it obviously clearly tagged on this one, so there's no question that this was an entry. Your 1 to 3 is right. There you go. 1 to 3 dead on. It just tagged it. So there you go. Right? Maybe you may be 2 for 2 in entries, but you're definitely 1 for 2 in entries, and the entry that you did get in it is now passed. So there you go. There's one. YM. Let's see what we got here. Where is the YM? And again, nice little punch on this one from Friday. That one was good. Let's delete this. Let's pull that one off. We have a bottom here. Again, nice little target down here. I like the basing in that. Again, 5 o'clock. I'm good with that one. It's a 5:30 reversal in YM. 915 is here. That's not a confirmation. Confirmation of a zone. And again, this is not a great zone. It would be probably there. I mean, I guess there could be a case made for this one, right? Not really the most explosive. And if I had to pick the zone, it's kind of like, well, where do I draw the zone from? I'd still have to draw it up to there. But with the gap, I probably would have moved it up. So either one, that would have been an entry if I had pushed it there. If I'd used this as the confirmation off the original gap, it doesn't matter. It tagged either direction. So again, a little bit more risk than we like on this one. 1 to 3 is right there. Again, kind of a lot of risk for that one. I mean, I guess you could have said, okay, well, wait a second. Let's use this far confirmation all the way up. Then you would not have gotten your entry. So the YM is questionable. It depends how much risk you stacked into it, right? If you stacked kind of this level here, and again, this is before the European session. The European session didn't open till here, right? So you probably had to use that as your zone, right? And again, that one is a little bit deep. So, right. So yeah, because that's your overnight session confirmation. Russell had the same problem here. Confirmation came in here, but the problem is what zone are you using? You could use that as a zone, right? And again, confirm it off of that, but that's still quite a big zone. I mean, I guess you could have used this one here, right? That one did not touch. But if you're waiting for the European open here, that confirmation, again, quite a large zone, right? That's quite a large zone. I mean, you could potentially shrink that into kind of that level right there, right? But it doesn't. A level on top of a level, you typically go for the top one. So the reality is this one you had to kind of take. And again, this is why this is kind of crappy for Monday. There's 1 to 3.01. So you can see it is passed. So even with the big risk level, and again, kind of a lot of risk. I don't know if everybody wants to take that risk going into Monday morning. Yeah, I mean it's out. So 2 out of the 4 were guaranteed entries. ES you could have, but again, ES potentially gotten into this one, have been really, really close. NQ absolutely in, absolutely out. YM Again, this one is still about 2/3 of the way through, driving lower. Again, stop loss is over break even, so you shouldn't lose any money on this one unless there's a major gap, which I don't think you're going to get. And Russell, kind of the same thing. Bigger risk, so you may not have taken it, but if you did take it, guess what? You still got out on it. It's just, the Sunday night, it didn't give us a whole lot of great stuff over here. So, not bad for opening print. For Monday, considering, we don't really have a whole lot of movement here. This is, look, 1, 2, 38 in the big mover. Pound yen, statistically has the biggest at 40, right? It's not the biggest, but as far as its ATR versus something like the dollar CAD or the euro dollar, that's the biggest percentage mover. So IVPMI came in much better than expected, 40 down to 60. That's good. But again, you're still seeing it, it's not really resonating over here. So my biggest concern over the weekend was Kansas losing a 4th consecutive game to Iowa State. Did they lose? I don't know. I don't even know, right? Similar to that. Yeah, Jeff, we do. And I've joked about this in the past too. Right, I've absolutely joked about this numerous times. Like the whole, like the whole election thing, right? They're like, "Oh, Russia tried to influence our thing. We can't allow this." Like, take a step back. How many countries in the world do you think that the United States influences the election or does something to influence the election? Come on, in reality, come on, seriously, right? So, like, you are pissed that someone else tried to influence ours. We've never tried to influence theirs, ever? Really? Never? Come on, right? It was one of those things. It's like, how dare someone try to influence our election? Really, we do it to everybody. Come on, we all spy on each other, right? We all hack into each other's stuff, right? If we could steal military and secrets, come on. If China suddenly got like laser technology for the drones, you don't think we're going to try to steal it and copy it? Come on. Come on. We're all doing it, right? So I just love when people, what do you got? Oh, it's a rock. You should definitely not be playing with a rock. Yeah, it just cracks me up. Cracks me up. I love when people are like, oh, how dare they? This is the biggest insult ever. Come on, guys. We do it to everybody, right? The fact that people are doing it back to us, you're surprised? Like, are you really seriously that naive? We're the United States. No one could do that to us. Come on. You don't believe you're getting manipulated? Seriously? We have two political parties that literally manipulate everything that we do. Come on. No, we're not going to smash the keyboard. I see it. Here, take this box. Here. What's this? All right, let's go and do the drawing for today. So, who are we missing? We only got 6 people in today. I see Will. I don't see Ernest. I'm assuming that Ernest has fouled out. I might have missed something, but are there any? Yeah. Did they? I thought I set it to the end of February. It may have been the end of January. All right, get down. We're not going to knock Daddy's coffee over. That's it. Get down. Yeah, Marina, I'll update it right now, actually. I thought I had adjusted it to the end of February, but it may have been January 31st. So, yeah, give me like 15 minutes. I'll update it right now and send it back out again. So. No, buds. Yeah, I see. All right, Kip's melting down, so I'm going to close this down so you guys don't have to hear him. Winner of today's drawing is Neuro. And again, he had 5. Neuro, what was your rate? 50%. Yeah. Yep. Let's mark that as complete. Bye, buds. He's such a crybaby. It's like, oh. Buds, you can cry more. It's not going to affect me. Just let it spit. There you go. All right. So, Marina, I'm going to go update those right now. And then you can sit up here, but you're not going to play with Daddy's coffee. That's the one thing we cannot play with. I'll update them. Give me about 15 minutes. They should be online for anybody that has the indicators and they're not working now. It's, again, because they have the time expiration in them. Bye, buds. All right. With that said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, as long as Kip doesn't spend the entire night awake. Obviously, he needs to go back to sleep as well, if you guys can hear him. So, with that said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. You guys have a good trading day, and I'll catch you then. Take care. Bye, bud. I'm trying to do this, bud. Bud.